welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me once again. And I'm going in to kind of like review a game that I really love that's come out, I would say, less than a month ago. This game is called Valheim. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So it's on Steam. You're looking at an investment of about roughly $20, which is not much, right? They won't break the bank. And it's an awesome game. It's not exactly an MMO or an RPG. It is open world, which is great. So there's a lot of things for you to go around and explore, but it's essentially a survival game. Your point here is you're a Viking. You're dropped off from the sky from this huge, I want to say raven, but at the same time, you're looking at it first glance. But as you look closer, it almost looks like a Valkyrie, which is essentially kind of adding into the whole fantasy with the Vikings. Going through the main screen, the graphics are not fantastic. So if you're expecting like a type of Baldur's Gate, Path of Exile, World of Warcraft, or any other really high graphic, high demanding game when it comes to open worlds, MMOs, you're not gonna find it here. But it does blend in very nicely. So looking at the gameplay, it does make sense. It goes well. Looking at the main screen, right when you're at the campfire and you're trying to select your character, it's nothing wow. It does not really invite you in. Even the customization options, they're not really there. There's not much for you to choose from. But once you go inside and you start looking around, yeah, it does make sense. Like everything has a nice fit to it. So it is really, really nicely done in that aspect. Obviously, for me, one of the big things, 2021, I would expect a little bit better graphics. But like I said, it does fit in the environment, which is great. So, one of the biggest cons here, for me at least, going into this game, there's not a lot that you know. So you're going in there and kind of trying to figure out what's going on and what to do. So essentially, you're going in trying to kill the bad guys and really taking care of yourself, making sure that you survive. So by doing that, you can actually go cut trees, pick berries, kill animals, make your house, make barriers to protect yourself, and be able to eat over a campfire, create a bed. So you can actually create yourself a town if you really wanted to. And yeah, there are people that have been able to get a group of friends, create this nice little village with multiple houses, and really have a community there and be able to go and do certain things, quest, and kill bosses. So there's even dungeons that you can go do. So it adds so much to the gameplay. Now, one thing that you should remember that every single thing that you do does take a lot of time, does demand a lot from you, and can be very dangerous. I'll give you an example. You would think that collecting wood to create your house is not a big deal. And I think in most games, it's really not. But in this game, first of all, you have to grab branches, you have to grab stones, make yourself an axe. Now you have to go to the tree, cut it down. Now this tree can actually fall on you and kill you. So you have to be careful what you're gonna do, how you're gonna cut it, where you're gonna position, and you know what? Most importantly, you have to be ready to run because that tree falls, it kills you on the spot, just like it would in real life. Then you have to kind of hammer it down, or I should say, axe it down, collect the wood, and be able to build whatever you want. So it's very realistic. Same thing goes for killing enemies or hunting or collecting berries or any other material, even mining. Very realistic. Now, that being said, one of the good and bad features about it, which I mentioned also before, it is very simplistic. So there's not really much to it when it comes to cutting a tree or killing a mob, right? But they do all fit together, especially starting off at the beginning and you're essentially using your fists. There's something very satisfying about beating the hell um, out of this random skeleton. So it does have a nice feel to it when you're actually doing what you need to do. And even though it's not very complicated and it is very simple to itself as a video game, they do fit together very nicely. It is very surprising. It does addict you. The first time I opened it, I said, let me just try it out, see what all the hype is about. And essentially, I played 45 minutes with a blink of an eye. By the time I realized what I was doing, 45 minutes had passed. So there's a lot of things that you can go into this game and do. And even the smallest thing can be a task. So when you're playing this game, I do recommend that you take the time and you do contribute some additional effort into it because you're going to be there a while. Now, I guess the biggest issue that I have for myself for this game, despite the graphics, is just a little bit of, I guess, of a guide. They're just throwing you into the wild with minimal information, and you kind of have to work yourself up. Now, yes, it is fun as well, but a little bit of a guidance, just to at least get me started, would have been appreciated. I'm not saying I should necessarily go through this whole, like an event for me to be able to understand the gameplay. I can kind of figure out by myself. There is no issue there. Just give me some hints of really what to do. I guess that was my biggest aspect. It took me a good half an hour, almost embarrassing to say, to kind of figure out how to build something. So it is a wonderful game, very nicely made. And I think the biggest takeaway from this game is that you don't really need to wow, the game community with fancy graphics, having your gameplay being, pardon my language, but absolutely shit. In this case, you do have a very nice combination of everything. So it was very nicely done, and essentially, it kind of encourages people to build a community and really have fun, whether you want to do it alone or with friends. So I know a lot of people right now that are actually porting in from World of Warcraft to this game. It's on a roll. I'm telling you guys. You guys can actually check it out yourselves. Right now, it's available through Steam, and it's getting a lot of momentum. I suggest you guys go take a look at it, bare minimum, without necessarily investing in it. Just take a look. My biggest recommendation: give it a chance. Don't look at the graphics and say this game is absolutely horrible. Give it a chance. Go in, try it out, and you'll see. It is a game that you have to go in and play it to actually understand what it can offer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through a little guide here and kind of like a beginner's guide to really kind of like support everyone and how to start off the game. So it will be kind of basic, right? Like really simple tools, what to do, how to build certain things. So if you guys like that, stay tuned for that. If not, tell me what you guys think of Valheim. It I was really impressed. I don't think, or I don't know if it's gonna be necessarily the as big as of a success as I would say a World of Warcraft, but it is a very awesome game. So, guys, tell me your opinion. What do you think of the game? I was actually pleasantly surprised. Looking at the hype, how many people are playing it right now, and really what it offers as a gameplay. Realistic, but yet it really has that sense of accomplishment when you're doing it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I really am. So, like this if you like it, guys. Subscribe. It really helps a lot. And until next time, peace.